How's it going, everyone? Paul with Adaptable Survival. What I'm doing today is I'm just out here scouting around some different areas of the woods, finding potential camp out spots, stuff like that. But I wanted to talk about my daily carry blade for about the last 4 years. That is my Leatherman Sidekick. Stick with me as we dive into it. So like I said, I've been using the Leatherman Sidekick for pretty close to 4 years now. I was using Super Tool 300, but just a little bit big, a little bit bulky to be carrying around on a daily basis. I like the compactness of the Sidekick. I have the pocket clip on here, so I can easily just put this in my pocket and always have it with me. I don't necessarily carry a fixed blade with me all the time. Even when I'm out in the woods, teaching classes, stuff like that, I end up using my multi-tool for probably close to 90% of the stuff I do. The main things, like I said, was the pocket clip, but I also like how easily I can access the blade, and I can do this with one hand because it is located on the outside. So I can do that with my right hand. It's a little bit trickier with my left, but I can do that with my left. Same thing with the saw. The saw is a little bit tighter, so it's not as easy, but I can still do that. It's a little bit trickier with my right hand, but give me a minute here. And I can easily access that if I was injured and only had the availability of using one hand. So I like those things. Those were the main things that really drew me to getting the Sidekick when I did pick it up. The other tools, like the pliers, get them out of here. You know, the screwdrivers and flatheads, the bottle opener, the vial, all those. I don't necessarily use these a ton. Once in a while I will use them. Like I had to do a repair on my mass airflow sensor on my truck, so I ended up using my screwdriver on here to replace that. Super easy. Pliers, don't use them a whole lot. Main thing I use them for is the wire cutters to snip foliage. Bottle opener, I don't use a whole lot. This I use once in a while, whether I'm trying to like file something down, but not very often. The only other tool that I use besides the larger blade on here and the saw is this smaller kind of serrated blade, and I actually only use probably about that top tip of the blade itself. What I found is that's really handy for fine work. So when I'm doing a bow drill set, if I'm trying to get that V into the bow drill itself, that helps me get in there and kind of slowly trim out stuff to really get it to the shape that I want. Let me grab some wood around from the area. We'll carve something up. So just using my Leatherman Sidekick, I can do quite a bit of different woodwork. I just did a round reduction on this dead dry branch. This tree's been down for who knows how long, and because of this blade on this Leatherman Sidekick stays like extremely sharp, it's just as sharp as the day as I got it, and I've maintained this thing very little. I maybe strop it a handful of times throughout the year, and it just stays extremely sharp. That's one of the reasons I really like it. Low maintenance and stays extremely sharp for me. As you've seen with the saw, I cut a branch that was probably about a $50 size, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit smaller, but it cut through that. Wasn't the easiest, so it's definitely not the best saw for processing larger wood, but where I like it, and it kind of fits into my kit and my system, is when I'm making square notches in a pack frame. It lets me kind of control the depth that I saw down to, and then I can reduce that material down and go deeper if I needed to, where if I use like a silky saw to do that, I might not have as much control just because it's a bigger saw blade. So that's kind of how that fits into my kit. And then the other tools on it kind of use randomly on different stuff that pops up with trimming foliage. So let's say I'm out camping somewhere and there's just crazy branches or crazy amount of vines or something. I can kind of snip some so they're not quite crowding in my camp space if if it's really bad. So it's been really good for me. So that's why I've been hesitant on changing to something else. I am eyeing up a few different ones just so I can start trying out some different ones. I would like one multi-tool that doesn't have the pliers and that just one handle with a blade, saw, and a couple other miscellaneous tools. So if you guys have any recommendations on multi-tools that I should be checking out that you like to use while you're camping, out in the woods, or just as an EDC blade, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That'll let you know when new videos drop. That also brings more people into our community so we grow our knowledge base and learn together. As always, this has been Paul with Adaptable Survival. Adapt your mind, your body, and your gear.